I don't understand what I was doing. And what's going on with her hand here, bro? If I posted this today, oh god, the AI allegations I would get. And here is another butchered piece of car. I've butchered a lot of pieces of car. Oh my goodness, I should apologize to her. All right, what's up, my beautiful nephews? Today we're going to be doing something very fun. Not that we ever do anything that's not fun on this channel, but today we are going to be rating my worst art ever. I was actually organizing my files recently and came across a lot of these older pieces that I did not end up posting online because I was embarrassed of them. So I thought, why not embarrass myself a little bit more by sharing them all with you guys? Now, just to preface this, all of these pieces are going to be from about 5 years ago in 2020, and they're all going to be digital, okay? So they're not technically the worst things that I've ever made. If we actually want to look for that, we'd have to find Baby Sam. Now, let's get right into this thing, and please pardon my voice, guys. I am a little bit sick. I am dying a little bit, but despite the fact that I am dying, I'm still trying my best. Here is our first piece. Now, I actually did end up posting this, and I was pretty proud of it at the time, but I had to make an exception for this one because look at her neck. Now, normally when you look at a person, okay, their neck connects straight down to their spine, and the width of a person's shoulder on either side of the neck should be about equal. You should have some symmetry there, but here, this neck has just been wildly shifted to one side. Her right shoulder is tiny, but her left shoulder is huge. And if you draw a line from the neck down to the spine, you can see she has a severe case of scoliosis. So this is a piece that I screwed up, but I posted it anyways. I was not aware of this anatomy mistake at the time. So despite the scoliosis, I'm still going to give this piece a 7 out of 10 because I actually really do like the lighting and the rendering as well as the stylization in this piece. It's really not bad. Now for our next, oh god. Oh. Now here what you see is a piece that I never actually ended up posting. Now I do recall having a reference for this piece, but the problem was that reference had such a soft light. I just had a lot of trouble with the rendering of this piece. It ended up looking quite flat, and I think I had a bit of trouble with the perspective as well. Should have probably made the head a little bit bigger, and I think I might have made her a little bit cross-eyed. So I don't know if I see any redeeming qualities here, so I'm going to give this a solid 2 out of 10. I don't ever want to see this again. Next. This was actually a collab piece with XP Pen. They wanted me to draw a character for them, and this is kind of what I came up with. Now, for the most part, I think this looks pretty good. The only thing that I'd really want to change is the nose. Like, what's going on here? It's so pointy. Like, I understand there's a lot of noses that are stylized and pointy, but this one is so pointy. This is like if she gives you a kiss, she'll probably poke a hole in your face. But honestly, everything else looks pretty good. If you just cover the nose, it's fine. So I'm going to give that a solid 8 out of 10. Oh, wait, this is kind of fun. I like this one. So this is a piece that, again, I did not end up sharing on social media. And I think one of the reasons that I didn't end up liking it is because I didn't know what I was doing with the light. This light source here feels kind of forced and a little bit unnatural. And honestly, the reason it came off this way was because when I was drawing this piece, I don't think I had a reference. So I kind of just fell back onto whatever I was comfortable with, which is, you know, a complementary color scheme of gold and blue. And honestly, it just did not work out the way I wanted it to. You can also look at the hand here. I should have used a reference for that. I could have just used my own hand. So I think with this piece, the concept is good, but the execution was not there. It's going to be a 5 out of 10. Now, next up we have... oh, one of my favorites. The reason that I actually put this in here is because there is a newer version of this piece that I'll show you guys on screen right now. I think I repainted this piece about 3 years after with the new version, and it's become one of my most popular pieces, and personally, it is also one of my favorites of all time. But I actually think it's very cool to look back and see the humble beginnings of that original piece. I had a reference and I had a concept. I wanted to really capture this feeling of standing still in the face of maybe an incoming storm. The face here is pretty good for the most part, but as we move down, you can see there's a lot of inconsistencies and lack of detail. If her face is the main focal point of this piece, the secondary focal point is honestly probably the bird. So it's something that we should add more detail to, and it's something that I actually did in the repainted version of this piece. But yeah, I just think it's fascinating to look back on, you know, where this piece was 5 years ago versus what I was able to do with the same concept after I've developed my skills a little bit more. But you know what, despite all the imperfections, this still gave rise to one of my favorite pieces of all time, so it has a special place in my heart. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. Oh god. Oh, so this is a piece that I actually did end up posting because I thought it was pretty good at the time. Now looking back, I'm honestly not a big fan of this. I think this was pretty well received when I first posted about it too, but I don't know. I don't think there's anything super remarkable about this. It feels flat to me. The background feels very artificial to me. The lighting feels a little bit artificial to me. I think back then what people really gravitated towards was my use of the oranges and the blues here and the blending of all of these very saturated colors, especially in areas like this where I use that color to kind of accentuate the power of the light. I don't think many people drew in this way back then, so I had something a little bit unique there, but honestly, looking back now, if I were to take this piece, there's a lot that I would do differently. 4 out of 10, get this off my screen. Ooh. So this is one that I actually really like. I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty crazy for 5 years ago. I think I really outdid myself here. It's such a beautiful environment with a character and a cat, and there's a little bit of a connection between them. There's a little bit of storytelling here. It's given me a sense of nostalgia, you know, a sense of freedom, and I really do like it, man. What really sucks to me is this is a piece that I would love to work on again and try to update with my current skill set, but for the life of me, I don't know where I put that PSD file. So the original file is lost. All I have is this small, low-res PNG file. I think one of the main reasons that I didn't really gravitate towards this piece and didn't end up posting it on social media was because the face of the character was giving me a lot of trouble. You can see I didn't really understand how a smile was supposed to work from the side. This is a pretty common theme with me back in 2020. I just didn't have the best anatomy knowledge. But yeah, honestly, I don't know. It's a shame because I actually really like this piece. 9 out of 10. So this is another one that I never ended up posting, but for some reason I actually don't mind it now that I look at it. There's good context to this environment. You know, there's a little bit of snowflakes here, there's trees in the background, and there's a very soft diffused lighting on her face. I think the reason that I didn't actually share this piece is because I was not entirely happy with the lighting, which actually looking back now, I think there are a couple of things that I would do differently. I would add some, you know, bounce light on the bottom side of her eyebrows. I would add some bounce light on the bottom side of her nose, just because, you know, when there's snow on the ground, it's going to reflect up a lot of bounce light, and you'd be surprised how much that can actually affect the lighting on a character. So in this case, I don't think I was paying attention to that. But again, my skill set was just not as robust back then. So you know what? Despite all of that, I'm going to give this piece a solid 9 out of 10. I think it's actually really good. Oh God. Oh my God. Oh. I don't like this one. So this was pretty close to when I first came up with Kara as a character, and I think I definitely got a little bit ahead of myself with this piece. I had a reference for this pose. I know exactly where this pose is from, but I did not have references for the background. These buildings look freaking childish. Oh my God, look at what is that bridge? Why is the bridge taller than a skyscraper? I don't understand what I was doing. And what's going on with her hand here, bro? If I posted this today, oh God, the AI allegations I would get. And the expression here is too vague. It's very subpar. I don't understand what she's feeling. Like, what is this? Is she happy? Is she confused? Oh my goodness. And the arms like bleeding onto the leg. This piece is actually a recipe for AI allegations. But yeah, not a fan of this piece. I think even after I finished it, I was just not a fan of it. I didn't end up sharing this on social media, and for good reason. This is going to get a solid 1 out of 10 from me. I do not like this one. Next up, we've got Kara and Bruce again. Now this is actually one of my favorite pieces, and it's one of the few pieces that I never ended up doing a repaint of. But I wanted to show you guys this because despite the fact that, you know, I'm actually really happy with this, you know, I think there's a lot of areas that I could have improved on, especially when it comes to clarity. I think back in 2020, a common theme of mine was just to not have any clarity in my drawings. And technically that's okay as an art style, but on your focal points, generally, you want to have more clarity so that there's more details for people to look at. Like Bruce's face here, you know, his eyeballs aren't necessarily that clear from the rest of his silhouette. His nose is not necessarily that clear. And even as we move on to Kara's face, you can see like some of these chicken scratchy lines on her jaw, some chicken scratchy lines on her cheeks. I think if I were to go over this piece again, I would try to keep some of the messiness because that's part of the style, of course. But in the actual focal points, like the faces of the characters, I would try to add a little bit more clarity. And this is a piece that I think I will actually go back and try to rework soon. You know, maybe turn it into like a 2-panel kind of comic thing where we can see what Bruce is looking at, because why is he so shocked? You know, what is she drawing? Is she drawing pee-pee? And next up we have, oh my God. Oh, the rendering on that is absolutely insane. This is a piece that I actually never ended up posting as well. I think it was because I was not entirely happy with the upper torso area of the character. I think the neck and the way it connects to the head is a little bit awkward. That's probably the first thing that I would try to fix if I were to go back to this painting. The second thing I would try to fix is the face of the dog. You know, again, a focal point, a secondary focal point. We want to have a little bit more detail there. You know, maybe add some highlight in the eyes just to avoid him looking like a freaking demon. This piece is crazy, guys. I was not familiar with my own game. Ooh, So I had a reference for this piece, but that reference had, again, pretty soft lighting and a pretty boring background. The entire background is just asphalt. I was also not the most comfortable drawing perspective, so you can see the head here looks a little bit strange. I do think the top of the head probably should have been bigger. I should have made the cranium bigger, should have made it look more like it was in perspective, because right now her head is not really facing as much distortion as her upper torso. So it really just looks like she's got a huge neck. Like, that thing is freaking massive, and she's got huge traps to go with it too. She's been doing shrugs. Honestly, that's probably why Bruce is so shocked. He's like, oh my god, your neck is huge. I'm gonna give this one a 5 out of 10. You know, half good, half bad. Oh man, this is a nice piece. I like this one. You know, funny enough, this is a piece that I've wanted to repaint and revisit for a few years now, but I just never really did get around to it. But there's something about the way that I painted the red on this car that is just so satisfying to me. It's honestly great, you know, and I think the main problem with this piece is just the way that I rendered the character. Her face looks very large while her cranium looks very small. And you can also see that I forgot to add boobs on the front. You know, like, how do you forget that? If we make the lighting make a little bit more sense on the character and make the anatomy make a little bit more sense, I think it could actually be a very, very nice piece. 8 out of 10. Oh God, absolutely terrible. This was a study of a reference photo. And again, you know, in typical 2020 Sam fashion, I just had zero clarity. Look at the eyes, man. They're all over the place. What is she looking at? If I could actually go back in time, I would genuinely slap myself across the face and tell myself to focus a little bit more on the focal points that people are going to be looking at. You know, the nose is really nice in this piece, though. I love the way the nose came out, but just about everything else I hate, okay? 3 out of 10. Get this off my screen. Next up, we have a girl sitting down with a bird. If I were to take my hand and just cover up the face of this character, I think honestly everything else in this piece looks really good. Maybe this little guy needs a little bit more detail in him, but still, like, I think everything else looks solid. For some reason I was not feeling it back then, but looking back, I really should have just kept working on this piece and maybe reworked her face a little bit, gave her eyes a little bit more clarity, because I think that really would have elevated this and made it something that I would have actually been proud of. It's a shame because looking back, I actually really do like this piece, especially the lighting on the skin here is so well done. That's gonna get an 8 out of 10 from me. And here is another butchered piece of car. I've butchered a lot of pieces of car. Oh my goodness, I should apologize to her. I was kind of going off the top of my head for this piece. I did not have a lighting reference and I didn't know exactly what I was going for. So it's kind of chaotic. You know, you got a light that shines across her face like this, and you see the shadow cast by her hair indicates the light is coming from the left side, right? So if the light is coming from the left side, you should have a drop shadow on her right side. But instead of giving her an actual drop shadow, I don't know what I was doing in the background here. I put in more light in the background on her right. So it looks like there's light coming from the left and the right. It's just not really making sense to me. And honestly, like, you look at the hair too, where does the light start and where does the shadow start here on the bottom of the hair? I can't tell. But again, this was 5 years ago. This was the peak of my abilities, and the eyes of this character are, of course, again, unclear. I do not like that at all. 3 out of 10. All right, now this piece I love, but for some reason at the time I was not happy with it. I didn't share this on social media. You've got a little bit of storytelling here. You know, she's very lost in her phone. She's scrolling something, and you've got a little cat that's like, hey, pay attention to me. I mean, that's how I feel all the time. I'm hanging out with my friends and they pull out their phone. It's like, am I not enough? I love the expression. I love the vibrant colors. I think it reminds me of something that I would actually do right now. This piece was way ahead of its time. This is getting an 11 out of 10 for me. And you know what? I'm going to rework this piece. Mark my words. And here is Kara once again being victimized by 2020 Sam. At this point, I think I was just out to get her. I was bullying her. Now I'm exaggerating a little bit. Of course, this is not that bad. You know, the face does look pretty good on this character. I think this is a case of maybe a little bit too much saturation, especially in the nose and the lips. You know, one lesson that I've actually learned over the years is saturation in and of itself doesn't matter unless it's placed in the right context. If you have something that's super saturated, but everything else around it is also super saturated, it's not going to stand out. And also, in terms of perspective, if Bruce is going to be at the very front here, he should be a lot bigger. Quite a few things that didn't really go quite right with this piece. You know, also the rim lighting should be catching on the side of her head as well. It's not catching there. It's not catching on her shoulder either. You would imagine some of that light should be hitting the bed sheet as well, right? But it's not. This is going to be a 5 out of 10, 2020 Sam. I'm sorry, but all of these hatching and dot patterns cannot hide the flaws of your work. This is kind of interesting. Here's the thing with snow, though. Snow is very, very tricky because it diffuses all the light. No cast shadows. Everything is like airbrushed. It's probably one of the trickiest lighting scenarios to paint, and it's also why I did not post this piece. I was not proud of it because it looked way too flat. And also the way I stylized this character, her head is like weirdly huge. So I don't know, 4 out of 10. I think I started playing Cyberpunk here. That's why I started drawing characters like this. You know, the colors just seem a little bit flat. They seem a little bit uninspiring. And again, I just could not draw hands for the life of me. Look at that hand. Oh God, look at this hand. Oh my God. But I will say, that's a very nice metal bracelet. The rendering on that is amazing. I'll give this piece a 7. I think there are some redeeming qualities here. Ah, yes, and here's Judy. I remember I stayed up very late to work on this piece, and I thought I had done a good job. But then the next day when I saw it again, I was like, I hate this. And looking back, I can see why. I feel like the colors are a little bit too dark on the face here. You don't really see her features that well. And also I was very much stuck in this stylization loop of giving my characters huge heads, which now looking back, I'm not a huge fan of. Look at the silhouette of this hair, guys. This is like the exact thing that I preach not to do, which is draw a whole bunch of individual strands that just seem to have no variation in line thickness and line weight. Yeah, it looks very stiff. I'm not a fan of that. I'm just not a fan of this piece in general. This has got to be like a 3 out of 10, maybe 2. Maybe I'll give it a 1 actually. That might be a 1. And here's a little character piece. Look at her legs. What is happening to her knee, guys? Oh my God. Like it could work, okay? This kind of shape language could absolutely work in certain contexts, but you need to have the right exaggeration in all the other parts of the body in the right proportions in order to balance out shape language like this. And the nose ridge looks a bit awkward. The nose is again super pointy. For some reason I love to draw faces like that. The eyebrow is also kind of reaching onto the side plane of her face. Again, I just didn't have very good anatomy knowledge back then. The smile is also reaching onto the side plane of her face. But you know, despite all that, I think I gave it my best effort. I would give this a 6 out of 10. And we have Kara again. I'm so sorry. I owe Kara an apology video because the amount of bad Kara pieces here is crazy. I think I wanted to make this piece to celebrate a certain milestone. Maybe I hit 100K or something. I had a reference for the expression, but I think the way I stylized it, it didn't really come across. She didn't look as happy as I wanted to make her, and I think there's something lacking in the expression here, but also, you know, the hands. Rookie mistake. You know, I should have just modeled my own hand holding the phone instead of trying to draw this from imagination, because look how it turned out. Terrible. It's all mangled. And of course, Bruce is surprised because he's looking right at her hands. That's a 3 out of 10. I don't like this piece. And you see some of these textures that I threw onto here, like on this side as well. It's because I was just not feeling the expression that I drew. So I tried to hide it with a little sprinkle of pizzazz. And it obviously didn't work. Well, anyways, guys, that's a look at some of the pieces from about 5 years ago that I was very much ashamed of. And a lot of them I'm still very much ashamed of today. You know, because I made a video recently going over your guys' art improvements, I thought it would be cool to do this for myself as well. I think it's always fun to look back on your old art and see all the things that you would do completely differently now. You know, it really does show your personal growth as an artist. Subscribe to my channel if you guys want to see more art related content, and check out my Patreon for monthly tutorials. And thank you for watching all the way to the end, my nephew. Despite the fact that my voice is not what it normally is, I'm sorry. I promise to get better soon so I can keep feeding my village.